top 5 most used features in the car, and of course, the top 5 least used features in the car. So today we are going to talk about the features that I use most and less in my XPeng G6. So we are not going to talk about the best ones or the worst ones, the bugs or the top-notch features in the car, but just the ones that I use and the ones that I don't use much. And I will explain why and if I will use them in the future or not, depending on the evolution of that feature. So guys, this is not a recommendation. This is not a must-have or you should do it as I do. This is just my personal feeling of 12,000 kilometers using this car. Also, there are some situations where I was planning on using those features even before getting the car, but in the reality, after having the car, I am not using them as much as I was thinking of, and I will explain why. So let's start with the first most used feature in the car, and is self-driving. So I was planning, of course, on using self-drive because it's a new feature. Most of the new innovative cars do have it. And of course, it's the way to go. I believe that in the future, most of the cars will be self-driving by themselves. So we are not going to be active driving the cars. This is my feeling for the future. But I was not considering the importance of this feature until now. So after 12,000 kilometers, and even considering the bugs that exist or the less optimized system in the XPeng on the self-drive, you have plenty of videos already in the channel to explain this topic, but I still do use a lot the self-driving in the car, and mainly because sometimes I am more tired. I do a lot of kilometers. I do spend a lot of time inside the car. I do have to drive my kids to activities, going back home, delivering them to their mother because I am divorced and some of them live with their mother. And those times when I was with a nice car, my previous car that didn't have self-drive, I had to put music loud. I had to open the windows so that I could be awake and without causing any problems to me and to the other drivers. But with self-drive, it is much easier to do this because I just need to put it on self-drive. I put the speed at 100, 110. It's more than enough to complete my commute and arrive safely at home. And this helps me to staying still awake, of course. It helps me not to get more tired on doing my drives. Also, sometimes I just put something playing on the multimedia and I can go and stay awake a little bit easier. Okay, so self-drive for me, it's one of the most used features, and that I believe it's a very great improvement in my commodity, in my comfort inside the car. So guys, the second most used feature in the car is multimedia options. So as you know, and I have again plenty of videos in the channel showing all the potential of multimedia in this car, and I'm not talking only about music, okay? I am talking about video, for instance, and YouTube, Max, Netflix, etc. And I thought that it would be just a commodity, something that I had in the car for the passengers, etc. But again, this is something that I do use a lot because, for instance, now I am just waiting outside of a physiotherapy session of one of my kids. She is going to be there for 1.5 hours. I don't have nothing to do, so I could be just driving around, but I am just stuck inside the car waiting for her to finish so that I can go to another activity. But while I am doing here, of course, now I am recording, but if I was not recording, I could be watching a series, a movie, or something else, a YouTube video, etc. in the comfort of my car. So I can turn on AC, I can turn on the music volume, I can put then a series that I am watching, and the time flies. So I do watch a lot of multimedia when I am parked. and also for my kids, for the comfort of the passengers inside the car. When we are driving, we can just put multimedia playing, and they can be watching also a movie, a series, a YouTube video, wherever they want, while I am driving them back home. So long trips and even small trips became more comfortable, more easy and fast to do because they are entertained with multimedia options. So this is a must-have thing inside my future cars. So the third most used feature inside my car is the assistant. I already was considering on using it a lot because when I bought the car, I did decide to get a more minimalistic interior approach. So the XPeng was fitting my needs. And so because I was considering on using the assistant to do and execute most of the actions that would require physical buttons. And assistant on XPeng, when I tested, was okay. Did most of the things that I was considering. So it was something that I was already considering. And in fact, I am using it a lot. Mostly, for instance, to play music, to change the music, to change the source of the music, to open or close the windows, also to change the driving mode, because I do change driving modes several times when I am driving in the city or in the highway, or if I want to have a little bit more power. So I just go and ask the assistant to change the driving mode easily without touching any button, even changing for regeneration, low regeneration when I am in a highway, in a descent, for instance, to get more from the car. So everything like this can be achieved by asking the assistant to do something. Also, controlling the AC, for instance, it's very useful. So I do push myself to ask the assistant to do this type of stuff. I know that there are many people complaining about assistants do not recognize accents and it's being difficult for them to use it. But at least for me, most of the comments are recognized. They can be used. You can see my video on the assistant with a full list of comments that I usually use. You can check them and try to use them also. And if you train yourself to start using the assistant, you will see that you can, in fact, drive, get your hands in the wheels, be comfortable, and just ask the assistant to do several things for you. Also, I do believe that the assistant is one of the things, the features inside the car that can, in fact, improve a lot in the future with AI functionalities, with connection to the exterior world. It will be amazing integrating that with also other systems in the car. So I do believe that this is going to be one of the features most used in the future. Then following the previous one, on the fourth most used feature is the dashboard itself. So I already knew about this because I do like to have information in front of me, to have information provided by the car. And for instance, there are plenty of situations that I do rely on the dashboard itself. So not only because it gives me speed that I am, the modes that I am, all the information in terms of graphics of the self-drive information, when I can do an auto lane change, etc. It gives me information of the board computer, so average consumption, etc. It gives it there. It also shows me the surroundings if I want, tire pressure. So there is a lot of information that you can put in front of you without taking your hands out of the wheel. You can change very quickly the information over there, and you can drive very safely with that there. Also, with the recent update, you can have also the side cameras in the dashboard. So it's useful for the people that use that. And even, for instance, something that I am using more and more is for the GPS. So navigation, if you just set up a navigation destination, you can have the maps also in the dashboard. And so you can leave the central screen fully to the passengers so that they can watch some multimedia video or something like that. And you have all the information in the dashboard. So you don't need any other screen in the car, and you have it everything in front of your eyes. So for me, it's a must-have. it was one of the reasons why I didn't went to Tesla, or better, in my business case, considering buying the Tesla car, I had also to consider buying a dashboard, an aftermarket dashboard to put on the Tesla. So as you can see, I was really thinking on using this feature, and I am currently using it a lot, and I think it is very important in every single car. And finally, to conclude the fifth top used features, so on number 5 is the XCombos. So XCombos is, if you don't know, if you are seeing this for the first time, XCombos is, as a viewer of my channel said, it's macros on Excel. So it is the power of creating and customizing and automate your car, your ride as your desire. So I do use 4 or 5 XCombos every single day in my car, and they are very useful for any purpose. So there are people using XCombos to simulate dog mode. There are people using XCombos to avoid locking the doors in the car when the passenger is inside. So there are plenty of things that you can do. And again, XCombos is just a platform where you can use triggers and actions to, triggers and events to then trigger actions in a sequential order to be executed in the car. So you can customize and automate your car up to your desire. So this is a very good thing. So I am not using the feature of let me explain a little bit. I am not using the possibility to program XCombos every single day, but I do have XCombos that work every single day on my driving routes. So for instance, at night, I have the headlights controlled by an XCombo that it's always running, that will just control that when I park the car at night, when I stay inside the car waiting for someone, for instance, I do disconnect the headlights and just leave the side lights on, okay, so that I don't be disturbing all other persons in the street with the full lights on, and that I don't have to do it manually, turn off the lights or turn on again. So as soon as I then put the stalk in drive mode, the headlights will turn on again. So I have that. I have for Sentry mode activated when I am not at home or when I am not charging the car. It will activate Sentry mode immediately. I have an XCombo for disabling the alerts every single ride that I start the car. And then I have the wash mode and exit wash mode that are manually executed XCombos. And I do have some more that I sometimes activate or deactivate depending on the need. Okay, so XCombos is my fifth feature that I use every single day. So I do use it most of the times. Okay, guys, now let's move on for the top 5 less used features in the car. So the first one, and it was a surprise for me, it is Android Auto or CarPlay. Okay, so in the beginning, one of the main decision factors to buy XPeng was the fact that they provided Android Auto and CarPlay. And for instance, Tesla does not. So it was something that I thought I have to have Android Auto because I do drive with an Android Auto every single day. Because every single commute that I do use navigation, and I was used to have Waze always on to receive the alerts, to receive the information, etc. So this is a little bit tricky because I do have Android Auto always starting, but then I don't use it. So Android Auto is on the background running, always with Waze over there because it's the last used app. But instead of using Android Auto for playing multimedia, so Spotify or TuneIn, I am using the inbuilt system, so I don't need to go there also. We have the streaming apps, so YouTube and also the other streaming apps for videos and series, movies, etc. I do have it on apps in the inbuilt system and also on the wired casting. So I don't use Android Auto for that. The inbuilt navigation system is more than enough to navigate inside a city or even in a highway. The only thing that it's lacking is the alerts coming from the Waze. But as I have Android Auto and Waze running in the background, I do get the information on the speed alerts, for instance, without even touching Android Auto. But I am putting Android Auto in the last used apps because it was something that I turned on every single day when I was in my previous car. But currently, I am in fact using the inbuilt system for playing music, for the navigation itself, for everything. The only thing that I am lacking, but I'm not using that much, is messaging. So with Android Auto, I can in fact use Google Assistant, for instance, to send messages to some contacts. And currently without this on, I cannot. Well, to be honest, if Android Auto is running and if I call for the Google Assistant with the call signed, they also activate and I can use it. So in fact, it is running. So that's why I say that this is a little bit tricky, because I am saying that I'm not using, but in fact, it is being used. But I think you understand what I mean, because before I had Android Auto always on my screen, and now I don't. So the second feature that I do not use a lot, but I thought I was going to use it, is the side mirror cameras. And I don't use it because I don't feel that it is really important. It is a security thing, and it works pretty well. So it activates as soon as you press the stalk. It can be shown on the dashboard. It can be shown on the central screen. It works together with a couple of other functionalities inside the car that provides you information if you can move or not. But in reality, most of the times I don't even look to the cameras. The quality of the camera is great, so you can see everything. But if you think about this, it is only useful when you are in a highway and you want to change the lane, because it's the only place where you have the car aligned with the other lane, and so the side camera can be used. Because if you use this to be in a street and you just want to turn to left, it will not show you anything because there is nothing there to be presented. So it only works on the highway. And to be honest, every time that I want on the highway to change lane, first, before even to press the stalk, I will look at the mirrors. And when you look at the side mirror, you have already the indication of the dead spot there. So if there is already a car in a place that you cannot see it clearly, it will indicate already in the side mirror. And if that is not the case, the side mirror will give you not a camera, but a visual information if there is a car coming or not. So as soon as you press the stalk, you already know if there is a car or not. So the camera itself, the video, will not give you more information about that. So in fact, I am not using that a lot. Also, another feature that I thought that I was going to use a lot, and I'm not. So the third thing that I don't use a lot is self-parking. Okay? Not because it's not working, because I do believe that it's a very good system, but I am not using it. I still do prefer, when I arrive to any place to park my car, I do like to park it myself. So I don't know if this is just a matter of get used to the system or to remember that there is a system that parks for you. But in fact, when I arrive to a place, I don't even remember about self-parking. I just arrive there, I just start parking, and that's it. I do believe that I do park faster than the system, automatic system. So I don't know if it is because of that I am not using and that I'm not feeling the need of use self-park. I did already use it, but it is a feature that for me, if in the beginning of buying the car, I thought, hey, I'm going to use this self-park a lot. I will be self-parking every single time. I will not park anymore the car. It is in fact untrue, because I do still park by myself manually, even if the system does work well, at my opinion. So another feature that I'm not using, and this is the fourth one, is fast charging of the car. So the car has a 400 volt architecture. I think it's 400, and it can be charged at 215 kilowatt rate. So it's a lot. And I didn't find still here in Lisbon. There is one place now that they have even close to my house. I need to go there to check it, but it's very expensive. That could use these rates for charge. But the reality, and again, I did know about this before. Even I discussed this with the XPeng dealership when he tried to convince me that XPeng was better than BID, for instance. And he was telling me that this car has this possibility to charge faster. And I told him at that moment that my business case is not to charge outside of home. So in reality, it can be useful when we are in a long trip because you can in fact charge with fast rates. So this means that you have less time stopped to charge. But the reality is that in 12,000 kilometers, I did 3 long runs, long trips. Of course, it helped to fast charge, but I did it on 150, something like that. So I didn't even took the advantage of the 215 possibility with this car. So I don't use these. So to be honest, it's important. I know that most of the users looking for electric cars will consider that the range anxiety, the fast charging is the top thing to look for, because everybody that is moving from a nice car to an electric car is considering the range, is considering the time that we are going to spend charging. But for my reality, for my use, I do charge at home every single night. So I don't need to rely on the public charging network. I don't need to rely on the speed of charging outside, because I do charge at 7.4. It's more than enough to charge my car during the night, so that every single day I have full power inside of the car. So again, it may be important to most of the people, but for me, even considering a long trip, between 150 and 215, for instance, it would be like 5 or 10 minutes more. And to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Of course, guys, if you do a long trip, 2,000 kilometers, and you do it several times per year, then of course, this is something that will be or create an impact in your life, the fast charging. So of course, you will be one of the persons that will use that. Or if you rely on the public network, then you probably will need something like that. But in my case, I am not using this feature at all. So finally, guys, the fifth feature that I do not use much in the car is Sentry mode. And I decided to left this one to the end to explain a little bit why. So in the beginning, when I was looking for videos and information on EVs, one of the things that I did like on Tesla was the Sentry mode. So the possibility that you had to leave the car and attend it in the street, and if something was happening, you could receive an alert, check the cameras, and see if you need to act immediately. Or even if you were outside in a place and you were not secure about that, you could check the cameras. The quality of the information that was recorded with the Sentry mode in Tesla was great. So I do believe that it is a feature that innovates and brings some quality and peace of mind and security to the car. So this is an investment. Not to get money from it, but it's an investment. It's a bunch of money that we spend in these cars. And of course, we would like to have them more secured. So I do thought that it was going to be a good thing. And when I learned about that XPeng had also Sentry mode, or was going to have a Sentry mode, I was very happy with that. But the reality is Sentry mode in XPeng is totally different. So it does record, but I do believe that the cameras used are not well positioned. So they are recording more to the floor. So most of the times when someone approaches the car, you are going to be recording their feet, half of their body. You cannot see even their face, so you can't even identify the person if you need to. And also, the system, it's very sensible. So if there is just someone around the car, and I have the sensitivity set to medium, so it's not the highest level. If there is just someone moving around the car without even touching the car will start blinking and recording. So I have 3 months of recordings without any single event in reality. And most of them are false positives. And then you can imagine, because you cannot check the cameras with the app. So you can imagine that you park the car, you go to an event, you are there, you receive a message in your app saying a Sentry mode detected a normal situation, a risk event, something like that. But then you cannot see what happened. And it happened already for me a couple of times that I left the event to check if everything was okay with the car, just to arrive, check the cameras, and see that was just a car moving past my car. And the car just felt the movement and started recording and did alert me. So what happens during these is that now I just receive Sentry notifications and I don't care about them anymore. I just disregard them. And when I arrive to the car, sometimes even I don't go and check them, because I have plenty of recordings in my parking space inside my house that it's guarded, it's closed. Okay. And I do have a lot of events because of that. I probably, you already saw in the images here, a person inside of my house just taking the garbage out, just moving around the car, and it was recorded. So it doesn't, it is not useful in this way. Okay. So I do believe that the system is here. So software is here. There is the possibility to record. So there is a DVR here. There are plenty of cameras inside the car. So XPeng can in fact use some other cameras. For instance, in Tesla, you can select the camera that you want to see better. In XPeng, you have 4 cameras stuck like that, and you cannot change anything. So I do believe that there is room to improve in the Sentry mode. And also, I do believe, guys, that with the new app version, I don't know if you noticed, but the Sentry mode has a blank space over there that I do hope that it's going to be a camera so that we can see the cameras in real life, or get the information of the Sentry in our app. Okay, so I do believe, so I'm leaving this one to the end, because I am not using anymore, because the feature, I do believe that it's not well implemented, at least in my taste. But I do believe that in the future, if XPeng wants, they have all the means to do it. It's just a matter of software. So they can do it. And I do believe that it's a feature that can go from less to most very quickly. Okay, guys? So guys, this is it. This was the video that I planned to do on the top 5 most used and top 5 less used features on my XPeng based on my usage of the car. If you do like this content, just subscribe and leave a like. If you are not subscribed, do subscribe so that you get notified with recent videos. And of course, leave your comment here. Let us know if you have also the same usage, or if you are doing some different usage of the features in your cars, even if they are not XPeng. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much again for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.